tough way to end the season, obviously, but it was a case of, I guess, too much Darius McGee certainly in that first half.
I told the assistants at halftime, I don't think in my career, and I was trying to race through my mind walking up here, at Louisville, who's the best we ever played against at Louisville? D. Wade, when he was at Marquette, and then we had great players. And then I'm thinking I coached Allen Houston, he's an all-pro, at Ballard. And I'm going, who's a bona fide all-pro, and I'm going on and on and on. I've never seen anybody shoot like that in a half of basketball in my life.
Yeah.
Nobody. I never saw D. Wade do that. I'm not saying he couldn't. I never saw an Allen Houston do that, different type player. I'm not saying he couldn't. I've never seen a player, I think he was 10 for 15 from the three the first half. Is that right? Or they were 10 for 15.
Yeah, he made 8.
He made 8. He was going sideways. I mean, we ran him, we bounced, we harassed him. I mean, and then he misses 2 free throws. Right. There's no words to describe this game. And our problem in the first half was not his threes, was our turnovers that hurt us, and we got beat backdoor 3 times. If you clean the turn, because we shot 59% the first half, and we're down 17.
17, yeah. That's probably never happened either.
No, I mean we shoot 59% and we're down 17
on a champion's floor. I'm not going to deny it. It's 4 games in 7 days, 3 road games, 1 neutral. You play the hand you're dealt. That 4 teams in our league had their farthest road trips of the year, the last week of the season. I don't think that's very fair. Us, Austin Peay, Lipscomb, and Eastern Kentucky went to the 4 Florida schools. That is not good, fair scheduling. These kids have class. These kids, that's not, economically, that is not good scheduling. Mark and I were talking about the season and, just the bad luck that occurred with injuries and again, you were kind of up against it right from almost the start of the year.
Well, 6 surgeries, starting with Alex 2 in the offseason, and then we had the 4 in December with Bash, our most improved player and a starter, and then career-ending injuries with Nick, Drew, and then Zach Jennings will be back. But he's out probably another 7-8 months with his shoulder. It's total, like Tommy John. I mean, it's a total shoulder surgery. But those players in there, let's go. We don't have enough time. Every player in there has come through it. Eli Roberts has had 2 shoulder surgeries. Garrett and JB have played where nobody knows this. JB could never practice on Mondays. We were off on Sundays once we got in the conference playing Thursday, Saturday. He never practiced Sunday, Monday, and a lot of times Tuesday would only shoot because of his labrum in his hip. You go all around the locker room. Kurt's never been beat up like he's been banged up all year. It goes on and on and on, but they never complained. And they get to the quarterfinals of the conference tournament, beat, a very good Jacksonville team last week on their floor, beat, North Florida, avenged a loss on Friday night here 2 days later. But I'm telling you, they're phenomenal young men. I would not feel one bit different if we'd have won this game by 20. Not one bit.
The other thing, of course, you had to incorporate freshmen. Pete Suter, true freshman. Ben Johnson,
who was never healthy the whole year. Ben missed 3 weeks preseason, 3.5, and then the next 2 weeks was limited with his labrum and his hip, and he actually kind of snickered, and I take the blame. We're having a closed private scrimmage against a D1 opponent. JB draws a charge. Nobody can be in there. JB draw goes flying, sweat on the floor. Ben sprints to pick him up and slips on the wet spot and totally wrenches his whole hip, and he's out a month. And then he rallies, and you see what he did in the last month and a half. And let's understand, he's still a freshman in terms of experience.
Made the all-freshman team along with Pete, so bright spot there. Certainly looking forward. We certainly appreciate all what you've done helping us out with coming out here.
And I told Coach McKay after the game, I'm their biggest fan right now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I will be their biggest fan.
They're a true program. The atmosphere in this place tonight was as legit as you could ever see at any level, and they deserve all the credit in the world. And I told him twice, I will be your biggest fan going forward in this postseason.
You did have some crowd, the folks who did make the trip, saw a lot of loyal parents there who traveled a lot of miles.
The Suitors and the Bettses,
a
they're
lot.
parents of the year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Justin framed it up, and this is a tremendous, tremendous learning moment. And he said in the last media timeout, I was looking at minutes. Everybody else in that locker room's looking at years. Mm-hmm. Appreciate the minutes. And the whole locker room lost it. That's why it was so long. We want to give out our best to Bo Braden, and we want to thank Walt Schwartz and Don Moosey. They're here. Bo Braden lost his grandfather in his services tomorrow, and they actually had a plane over here, and Bo's going to be able to fly back tonight and go to the service tomorrow. So our thoughts and prayers with Bo's family. He lost his grandfather.
Yes.
It's an amazing locker room in there, though. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
everybody.
Coach.
Thanks to everybody.